If you're looking for a colorful new accessory to make, I have just the project for you. Today on Craft to Care, we're going to make these cute felt flower barrettes. I'm Diane and I'm so glad you're here because today we're making these felt flowers and they are so simple and quick to make that you can make dozens of them, so that special little girl in your life will have new barrettes to choose from. To get started, you'll need multiple colors of felt, some scissors, maybe a big one and some smaller ones to get those corners of the flowers, a glue gun, some barrettes. I have two kinds. There's the snap barrettes and then kind of the clip barrettes that we have here. So you can choose either kind that you like. Some buttons and some thread. You can sew some buttons on or you can just glue them on, and then the templates for the flowers. So choose the colors of felt that you want and then just simply trace around the template. I generally try and make a few different colors of flowers at once, so I'll do, some pink now, maybe some orange, some red. I like to do a mix of colors, and then when we get to the putting together phase of the flowers, you can kind of mix and match the base of the flower with the centers, with the buttons, so you can have a little bit of fun there, mixing and matching your colors and making the flowers just how you want them. So you're going to cut around those edges. Of course, these flowers take a little bit longer to cut around, so I use the smaller scissor to be more precise. If you'd like to make a lot of flowers, perhaps to give away or put in Operation Christmas Child shoeboxes, then making them in bulk is much easier if you trace out a lot of the base flower in all different colors, cut those all out at once, and then move on to cutting out different colored centers. And so what I do for the centers is simply trace around a button or something round that I have in the size center that I would like. Sometimes I just use a single center piece of felt, sometimes double or triple, and you'll see that on some of the examples that we have. I'm going to cut out some yellow circles for the middle of the flower there. And then you can also maybe put a button on there, so I will decide as I go, but I like the size of that button. It's a little bit smaller than the yellow. So I'm going to trace that out in our hot pink and make some hot pink circles that are a little bit smaller than the yellow ones. Of course, then you can start layering the centers of your flowers. And now the fun part of piecing your flowers together. I did have some purple and some blue already cut out. So I'm going to mix and match them on my flowers and see what I like the best. And just keep changing up the colors, and you know how much fun that can be. If you're like me, it's just kind of, it's the creative side of it. If you feel you're not creative, then, find someone that you trust their creativity and ask them what they would like in their flowers. Then you get out your glue gun. You're simply going to glue the felt centers onto the flower. Oh, I missed a little spot there, so we're just going to put a little extra glue, make sure that that whole circle is pressed down there. Then we're going to put the smaller circle on top of there. Simply glue that on. So one flower is done. Moving on to our next flower. We're going to put the purple on there, and we'll just glue that felt center on again. And you can also stitch these on if you don't like to use glue guns, don't have one around. You can always stitch the flowers on. We do that occasionally because if we're sitting in the car and want to do some stitching as we're driving along, we can work on these flowers. So this one I've decided I'm not going to glue this button on. You can glue buttons on, but I think we're going to stitch this button on. So therefore I'm not gluing that yellow center, because if I put glue on the yellow center and then try and stitch, you would not be able to get your needle through with the thread to put the button on there, because it would be the hard glue behind that yellow piece. So if you're going to stitch on a button, then do not do any gluing of the felt. Again, you could just glue on the felt and glue on the button, which we do a lot of times also, but just wanted to show you how easy it is to just stitch that on there also, and that will hold up really well because you'll see that that yellow felt is stuck on there really well with the stitching. There you go, so that's not going to come apart. So stitching or gluing, it's totally up to you. Now we're going to take out our barrettes. I have one of each kind here. You'll notice that with the clip barrette, it kind of has the opening in the top, and it has less space to put the flower on. So with this bigger barrette that has the clasp on it, it's got a wider space. So I'm going to put this orange one on there and just put glue across the top. Make sure those sides are down there real good so that it's glued on there completely so it does not come off. And then that barrette's done. Now with the clip barrette, it has a smaller area to stick the flower onto. So again, we're going to make sure we have plenty of glue on that side of the barrette. We're going to put it on there. Now the thing with the clip barrette that we have here, and you may get that in a barrette you have, is that it has kind of the hole in the top. So some of that glue is going to come through. So you're going to want to clean the glue off that clip, and then your barrettes are all done. I hope you love these flower barrettes as much as my daughter and I do, and please share with me in the comments if you'd like to see us making more hair accessories here at Craft to Care. Thanks so much for joining us, and until next time, have fun crafting to care.